Hello everyone, my name is Arda and in this presentation I'm going to teach you some lessons about research methodology. The primary and secondary data. The secondary data is collected through library studies, articles, websites, social media channels, and customer reviews and scientific papers. The primary data is collected by researchers from first-hand resources like surveys, interviews, or experiments. The difference between quantitative and qualitative research. This I found a video on YouTube, and it's really good if you want to know about the detail between quantitative and qualitative research. I highly recommend you to watch this video on YouTube. I mentioned some main differences between these two approaches. In quantitative research, we test theories and hypotheses, while in qualitative research, we explore ideas and formulate a theory or hypothesis. We actually, in quantitative research, we analyze data through math and statistical analysis, while in qualitative research, we analyze data by summarizing, categorizing, and interpreting them. And in quantitative research, we ask questions from many people, and the questions will be like close-ended questions with multiple choices. But on the other hand, in qualitative research, the questions will be like open-ended questions, and it requires few respondents. In quantitative research, actually, we generalize the results from a sample group to entire group of people. And also, we collect information from existing or potential customers using sampling methods and sending out online surveys, questionnaires, etc. to people. But what is a questionnaire and what is a Likert scale? A questionnaire is a printed or written questions with a choice of answers, and it is devised for purpose of a survey or statistical study. What is a Likert scale? A type of psychometric response scale in which respondents specify the levels of agreements to the statement, typically in 5 points: strongly disagree, disagree, neither agree or neither agree nor disagree, agree, strongly agree. What is a Likert scale question? A question which is a 5 or 7 point scale, and the choices range from strongly agree to strongly disagree. And the survey maker can get a holistic view of people's opinion. This is one example of a questionnaire, and in this questionnaire, we are going to measure the performance of, uh, um, a job performance maybe. So you see the questions here and the Likert scale. So it ranges from highly disagree, highly dissatisfied to highly satisfied. So in quantitative research, first we need to design our questions. Then you may use SurveyMonkey or Google Forms or other tools to send your questionnaire to people. So SurveyMonkey and Google Forms are really good for creating online surveys and sending the questionnaire to people. Uh, and I just mentioned two videos here. If you are interested to do quantitative research and use SurveyMonkey or Google Forms to design your questionnaire and send them out, You can watch these videos and do that. So, what is qualitative research? In qualitative research, actually, we conduct in-depth interviews with people and ask them open-ended questions. For example, we ask people, what is your perception of this store's customer service? How does this store handle customer complaints? Does the store have positive or negative reviews regarding its customer service and other questions? So as you see, these questions are open-ended questions, and we try to get information about people's ideas and thoughts. In interview, we should keep in mind some main points. Interviewer just ask questions. You shouldn't give your own idea, influence respondent, or distract his mind. It's really important. And for example, you shouldn't lose control of the interview. You should ask one questions at a time, and you express clearly the purpose of the interview. Do not influence the respondent. Do not assume answers. Do not pass judgments and avoid irrelevant discussions. Also, at the end, you may summarize the points and ask the respondent if the summary is correct or not. Some important points about the questions. Questions should be based on the existing literature or other researchers have used, and the same questions should be asked from different angles and ensure customers know exact questions uh, you have asked. And interview questions should be semi-structured and more follow-up questions. Yes or no questions should be mostly avoided. No leading questions should be used. And interviews should be selected via some consulting firms or expertise rather than just randomly choose interviews. And open codes are usually used for the class project, while a few pre-developed codes may be adopted. In qualitative research, we actually qualitative research have some advantages and disadvantages. For example, in qualitative research, we focus on words rather than the numbers, and the methods are exploratory. And we use this approach to unearth the opinions, thoughts, and feelings of respondents. And we are going to get information about new concepts, theories, and products. The advantage of qualitative research is it offers visions to different problems and help in developing concepts or theories for potential quantitative research. And the disadvantage of qualitative research is uh, usually you cannot generalize data to other population or community, and actually this approach relies upon the experience of the researcher, and also it's time consuming. One of the approaches in qualitative research that we may use in our research paper in this class is typological analysis. I highly recommend this analysis, and it is a strategy for descriptive qualitative data analysis. And there is a link that you can just click on that and get more information about this kind of analysis. And it's same as deductive content analysis. So I'm going to show you an example of typological analysis. I interviewed with two people, a sales manager and R&D manager, and my goal was identifying the main issues of the business. So as you see, I mentioned to interview with two people. So in this slide, I'm going to show you how to use this um, typological analysis. As you see in these two parts, I mentioned interview with branding manager and sales manager. Then I highlighted the keywords. You see that? So for each interview, I highlighted the keywords, extract the codes or keywords, and write the keywords here. Keywords are codes which are similar to each other. I mentioned them like that, and for example, identifying customer needs and meeting customers' specific needs. We can categorize these two together, and communication and knowledge sharing between the buyer and seller, and the language barrier between science, industry, and business are similar to each other. So I categorize these two together and these two together. And then I make results based on similar categories. So as you see, I categorize these two codes together and make a result. And I categorize these two codes from these two interviews together, and I made a result. You see, identifying and meeting customers' specific needs are the other issue for the business. And as I mentioned before, the topic of my uh, actually paper was identifying the main issues of the business. So I interviewed with people, I highlighted the keywords, I extract the codes and wrote the codes. I categorized I categorized them based on their similarities, and I made results based on similar categories. This is all about the typological analysis. So as you see, we can interview with people, highlight the keywords, extract the codes, categorize them based on similarities, and make results. So the third approach, so the first approach was quantitative research, the second approach was qualitative research, and the third one is mixed method. In mixed method, I use both qualitative and quantitative research. It's optional, so you may choose each of these approaches. In mixed method, we use both quantitative and qualitative methods. So you may first conduct interviews through open-ended questions to learn new things, and then you may use a survey to test these insights on a larger scale. Or you may first start off with a survey to see the bigger picture, and then you use interviews to understand the response behind it. Thank you so much for your attention, and thank you.